Right, now I want to talk about the hosting of the event itself. I arrived quite early, and I think I was about nearly 4 o'clock by the time that I settled down on a seat outside the members' entrance to I'm drinking here my free complimentary tea and coffee, which I'm making the most of. But yes, so I arrived about 4 o'clock, and I saw lots of people arrive. I saw plenty of the fighters arrive. Of course, it didn't help that I didn't actually know who any of these people were, so I just sort of smiled and looked pretty, and it was amazing to me, absolutely astonishing, when, you know, a band of about 20 young, thin women, scantily clothed, arrived, and I thought, what on earth is this? You know, have all these people come from the university or something like that? And they were all the ring girls. So all they off they traipsed all inside. It was fantastic, because by the time I was there, I mean, the first time I arrived there was at about 2ish, and already they had somebody there that you could talk to, and explained where the entrance was, etc., etc. They were filming at that point, but by the time I returned, you know, 3:30, 4-ish, they already had the doors open. They weren't letting members of the public in, but they were letting other people in, and there were doormen turned up to sort of tell you where to go, etc., etc. One thing that annoyed me was they did say that the entrance was the membership entrance, and I think that was an entrance, but they tried to shift most of the people to the building that was next door, which was called the Forum, and it was where they were hosting all the clothes, trying to sort of sell clothes and merchandise, and that's the one that I ended up coming in. I was, I think, 4th through the door, and first through my little door actually to give the ticket, because basically you had one set of barriers that you walked through, then you went to your little bay to give your ticket through, and after that, so first you passed the doormen, then you passed the stewards, which took your ticket, then you came to very, very interesting characters, which were huge men, and they had emblazoned on the front of their sort of shirts, men. And it was a security, protective security group of people, and they were frisking everybody as they went in. So I sort of walked up, and of course I had my coat with me, and he wanted to take my coat to have a look, so I said, well, all right. So then he gave me that back, and then he said, can you put your arms up? And I thought, why? It's pretty obvious I'm not going, but anyway, so there we are. So I've never been frisked before until today, which was rather interesting by this rather huge man, and he failed to find my device for taking pictures, videos, which were actually not allowed, and I didn't, out of respect, and also out of the fact that they did say that if they caught anybody, they would take their devices away, and I can't live without you. So so I kept you firmly in my pocket. You escaped the frisking. You weren't spotted, so there we are. Yes. So then I went in, I found my seat. It started on time, went fine. There was a short break between 8:30 and 9 when they when the fights finished sooner than they wanted to, because they were going live on one of the Sky channels. It's been very hot, and I'm quite exhausted actually through all the travel, but everything went all right, really. Getting there, I had 3 people sat next to me, but they only turned up halfway through the fight card, and even then there was a sort of a space between me and them on this row, so it wasn't too bad. The crowd was a bit rowdy, The people that we were with were supporting 3 sort of pretty serious people, 2 of which were in the title category. Thankfully they both won, because these were the sort of people who seemed to who seemed likely to boil over if their people lost, to be totally honest. So I was quite glad that they all won, for, you know, everybody's sake, really. On the way out, I went back the way I had come, and got a taxi. First of all, the taxi didn't seem to know where Norwood was, which is just as well, because I actually copied down the road thinking, you know, they're not going to know where this is. I was told that it was only 5 miles away from International. Happens to be more like sort of 15 maybe. It was a half an hour travel, and I had to pay an extortionate amount, about £50. The good news is that going back needn't be so difficult, because there is a train station just down the road, which I'm reliably informed works on a Sunday. If not, I am also told that I can get a cheaper taxi back, but I haven't got the number for that, so I'm hoping, basically. And I've arrived here. The person on the reception was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Everything's nice here. Perfect for the night. I've got a shower, I've got a TV, I've got a phone, and I have complimentary tea and coffee.